video, I'm going to tell you why you should invest as an international student, in what you can invest, my personal experience with investing, the mistakes that I committed and how you can learn from those. And also, I'll be sharing with you whether I invest in cryptocurrency, how much do I invest per month, and how you can get started. Bani abroad. If you're watching my channel for the first time, I make videos on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit it right now. Also, if you want to ask your queries on a one-on-one virtual video session, that's possible. You can book that through the link in the description box. On the other end, if you want a detailed service plan for either your university or college application process or for your job hunt, yes, we have added the job hunt section as well to Collegiado. So you can check that out. The link is again in the description box. If you're not investing your money and you're thinking that, oh my god, my bank balance, it has these tens of thousands of dollars in it and I'm so rich. But sorry to bust your bubble, your money is actually losing value sitting in the bank. Let me explain it to you by giving an example. The interest rate that you get on your savings account here is 0.5%, 1.25% or max 1.5% for most of the banks. And now let me give you a fact. The inflation rate for 2019 was 1.95%. Even if you had a 1.5% interest rate on your savings, you would not have matched that 1.95% inflation. So effectively your money lost value. We don't want that to happen, right? So that's why it's important to invest so that your money does not depreciate in value. You can beat the inflation by investing. Now, before moving on to my mistakes and how you can invest as an international student, let me share with you what I have invested in so far, how much money do I invest each month, and also what are the apps that I use for investing. So as almost everyone gets started with, I got started with index funds. So I've invested in index funds, I've invested in individual stocks of US and Canadian companies, as well as a teeny bit in cryptocurrency. Now let's talk about when did my investing journey start. So my investing journey started during my masters here in Canada. And how did the money come in? So that was the money that came in through the part-time job. Of course, I did not invest a lot during my masters because I had to also look at my living expenses. That was just to get started. So I put in a little amount, and my first investment was in an ETF. The app that I got started with was Wealthsimple, but that was one mistake, and I'll cover that in the mistakes section. I'll also tell you when to use this app and when not to use this app, and which app can you use in place of this one so that you don't lose out on money like I did. And for crypto, I use Binance. Also, you can find my referral links to all these apps in the description box down below. I can tell you the initial 2-3 stocks that I invested in because otherwise the list would be long. I invested in VT, that's an index fund. I invested in Boeing and Air Canada at a really good price. So I got a really decent return on those. Now let's come to how much do I invest each month. So I invest at least 25% of my monthly income. When I pay my loan, I would increase this to 50%, but for now, this is good. Now let me reveal the mistake that I committed. So the mistake was that I invested in US stocks on Wealthsimple. I should not have done so. For Canadian stocks, Wealthsimple is the best. Don't look at any other alternative. But when it comes to US stocks, I'll tell you why Wealthsimple is not good, and also I'll tell you which app to use so that you don't commit the same mistake. The problem with Wealthsimple is that it levies 1.5% currency conversion fee on each trade, and since you are investing in US stocks, you have to convert from CAD to USD, USD to CAD. So a lot of money gets lost during that process. So if you're just getting started, Wealthsimple is really good, and for Canadian stocks, nothing beats it. But for US stocks, if you want to invest a lot, then Questrade is the app for you. Of course, you have to be mindful of a few things. You have to get started with at least $1,000 in your account, and then only you'll be allowed to invest. Whereas in Wealthsimple, you can just get started with as low as possible. Also, you'll get charged anywhere from $4.95 to $9.95 on each trade, whether you buy or sell. But if you're buying in bulk, then of course it's better than that 1.5% currency conversion fee that you have to undertake on the entire amount that you have invested. I was really sad when I sold one of my US stocks and my profit took a hit. So that's why I'm telling you, if you are doing it in bulk for US stocks, Questrade is better than Wealthsimple. But if you're just starting out and you'll invest $500 or $1,000 over the span of a few months for US stocks, then Wealthsimple is fine to get started with. Now coming to cryptocurrency. Of course, there's a high risk, but then there's a high reward. So I decided to go ahead with a small amount, and that amount would not bother me even if I lost it. So that's fine. And as I told you earlier, I use Binance for cryptocurrency, and the referral link is again in the description box. Now that you have learned from your mistakes, let me tell you how to get started on your investment journey. The most obvious tip is that you need to earn. And it's not like you are earning but then you are spending it all. That way you won't be able to save money in order to invest. And don't think that your bank needs tens or hundreds of $1,000s so that you'll feel rich. It's good to have around 3 to 6 months of monthly income in your bank account so that in case of emergency, you have surplus funds to fall back on. Now coming back to the point, you need to have that mindset. Don't go for those luxury cars if at the end of the month you have zero in your bank account. Also, when you get started with your investment journey, make sure that you take some time out to study the stock market so that you can invest wisely. This video was more towards my investing journey, how you can get started, which apps you can use, and the mistakes that I made. But if you want a detailed video on investing 101, which stocks can you invest in and how to choose the stocks, then I can cover all these topics in one separate video. Let me know in the comment box if you're interested. And if you think that this video was valuable and that this motivated you to get started on your investment journey, then do me a small favor, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to hit that bell icon. Until my next video, take care and keep blooming. Bye.